Can we stop tearing each other apart in online Facebook communities, on the internet, the comment sections on YouTube, or even in person? But I've really noticed this happening a lot on the internet. Can we be more loving with each other? I think we need to talk. I'm well aware that the earth is full of discordant energies right now. It is a very interesting time to be alive as a human on our planet. I'm well aware that we all have different ideas of what the world should be or what it should not be or what everyone should be or do or have. As a collective consciousness, though, in order to shift into a planetary 5D consciousness, which is this vibration of love and unbridled creativity, just honoring each other, loving and respecting each other. If we all are to do that as a collective, it has to be transcended on the micro before it can be transcended on the macro. And all of these old programs and paradigms have to be transcended. And it truly does happen one heart, one soul at a time. I am Derrick Ivy. I'm a board certified clinical hypnotherapist, researcher, and intuitive. Welcome. I'd love if you would subscribe to the channel, as well as I always love hearing from you in the comment section, or you can also like the video and share with a friend because we need to get this information out there and start changing more hearts because that's going to get us to this 5D planetary consciousness that much faster. And also, another thing to keep in mind here is yeah, we might not see a 5D consciousness completely while we are alive, but think about the generations that come after also. We're creating a better world and better consciousness for all. So let's talk. I'm a member of many online communities, groups on Facebook. I run a huge group on Facebook. It's called Quantum Shift Hypnosis and Energy Healing Society. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome. Anyway, I'm sure you've noticed just being a human alive in 2024, 2025. I'm sure you've noticed this. People are, they come unglued on the internet. They're hiding behind a keyboard, but they're really saying hurtful things and just really perpetuating old cycles and paradigms. In my local group, that's a local community neighborhood watch type group on Facebook. So I've watched this for a long time, and I'm sure you've noticed it too. Someone will ask a question, just any old question, and they get ripped apart in the comments. Like it becomes this I am right, you are wrong, I am good, you are bad type of energy. For example, someone posted an article today about stores being open on Christmas. A gal commented that, in her opinion, stores shouldn't be open on Christmas. Take it for what it is, right? She even acknowledged, Yeah, so not everyone celebrates Christmas, but I think they should be closed. Okay, that's her opinion. But then I noticed several people beginning to team up on her, bantering and arguing in the thread under her comment. Someone said, "Oh, so you think that Buddhists and Jewish people and et cetera, are bad?" Then more people chimed in, and it was just like this mentality of picking on her. But that's not an isolated incident. That happens all day, every day, especially online, but also just in life in general. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. So there is all of this pain in the world, and it's just under the surface, lying dormant in people's psyches. People have these little thorns inside of them from the past, from programming that was put there at an early age, from lived experience of what they see other people doing, whatever it is, they see something in their environment, like one of these posts or like someone's piece of content on the internet, and it hits a thorn. It reminds them of that earlier time in their life of trauma. Maybe they don't even consciously realize it, but it's like that thorn is getting touched and pressed in, and it triggers them. When you are a mindful person and you utilize healing thoughts and energy, you can recognize that for what it is. It's pain coming up. It's been dormant, but it's activated now. And you can have more of an objective stance to that rise of energy that comes up within you. You can allow that energy to be there without making it wrong or making someone else wrong. You can feel into it and you can find the gift or the lesson in that. And then you can utilize the higher aspects of that energy. You're actually allowing yourself to transcend that energy for good, because when one of these energy patterns comes up, when you are activated, when you are triggered, that is an energy pattern that a lot of different thoughts and things attached to that you experience in your everyday life. But it only takes feeling through that energy and helping it completely move through you one time, and that energy pattern is forever gone. You can tap into higher aspects of that energy and have a completely different outcome, which does put you on a completely different timeline. Because let's say you were moving through a Facebook feed and something on there triggers you. If you word vomit and put someone else down in that moment, you're putting yourself on a lower timeline, because now you have just given energy, you've given consciousness to that. And so that's going to grow. What you focus on expands. If you were to give a loving thought, maybe you didn't even agree with this person, but you just thought to yourself, I am grateful the way I see that, and I wish the best for that person that they're able to see that at some time. Or maybe just not even assigning a meaning to what someone else is doing, because what other people do is really so unpredictable, so unknown. You never know what someone's going through either. So just keep that in mind too. In order to heal this on a collective level, every single person needs to come together as humans and transcend these old programs and stop doing things that way. Stop the hatred, stop the delusion, stop the division. And if enough of us do this, it's going to make a massive shift in the planetary consciousness. If we want to experience New Earth collectively, the more people who are aware and mindful of these programs and begin doing the work within to shift these programs, the quicker the collective shifts. The collective consciousness is if you throw everyone's psyches and existences into one big pot, that's what makes all of us up. Everyone who is living, everyone who has ever lived, and everyone who ever will live, all of that consciousness makes up the collective. So when you are negative, when you are mean, when you are not kind and not mindful of the energy you're putting out, and you lash out at whoever prodded or poked that thorn inside of you, when you make those comments and you put people down, you're perpetuating this lower level of consciousness that could be eliminated within you in the micro way, which helps the macro heal. Because you healing yourself, doing any inner work on yourself, positively affects that entire pot, because now you're a healthier ingredient in that pot. You're essentially playing. So if you do continue these hateful expressions of your consciousness, and you just want to fight with people all day, you just want to put people down, you just want to insult people to make yourself feel better about you, you're essentially playing the same horrible song on repeat again and again and again for the millionth time. Why? That exact energy, the exact energy of hatefulness, of insulting someone, of fighting or arguing with someone, making someone else wrong, that's happening everywhere. That is an old program, that's an old paradigm, and you are keeping that alive every time you express in that way. So you're not going to help anyone with that. Not even you're hurting yourself also. as a light worker or as a way shower or just as a wholesome human being, you are here to shift that timeline. You are here to make a different choice. And I know this is deep, but I know you understand what I'm talking about. You're here to shift the timeline for all of us. It doesn't change anyone's heart or soul when you put them down. That unconscious behavior is just going to put their defenses up. It's going to activate their pain, and your unconscious behavior bumps up against their unconscious behavior. And then it's like all of these unconscious programs play out when we all could be on a higher timeline, right? So this is happening in all of these groups all over the internet. This is happening in, all these different ways. But imagine if we started moving it the other direction together. That's powerful. So when you play out those unconscious patterns, you're pressing play on that awful song. Have you ever noticed that people that are very successful, people that are very aligned with who they are, don't play dirty? It's because they understand this. No one is going to expand in consciousness through negative interactions like that. They just aren't. It just perpetuates more of the same. That is why we are in the position we are in as a collective right now. Keep in mind that you came onto this planet and into this human body for one reason. You came here to expand. You came here to expand your experiences, expand your own divine harmonic signature. That's what the entire universe is doing, is expanding. That's what life naturally wants to do, is expand and grow. So that's very different than saying you have to agree with everyone. You don't. But think about, so what would actually expand someone's consciousness today? Love, respect. Maybe you even could help them to see something in a different way if you brought love into the equation, because that is bringing in a new paradigm. That is allowing them to process that information without being defensive so they actually can maybe think of it in a different way. And think about this, when you are expecting someone to bite your head off or get mad or get upset, and they surprise you and are kind and loving, how does that make you feel? Not to mention that this also inspires and uplifts others to look at things in a whole new way. And that's a really good feeling, right? We all have that power to do this. And it is so, so simple. It's not always easy because we do have to overcome that old programming. Just be a good person, be love, love yourself so you have love to give to others, because reality is a mirror. The only reason that's spilling out of you and you're spilling that hatred out is because it's inside of you and it's not who you are. But be mindful of that. You can change it, you can shift it. That's not who you really are. Who you really are is love. That is what it means to be the change that you wish to see in the world. Go ahead and be uncommonly kind and look today to see how you can inspire others to align with a new program, expand people's minds, be an example of love and be an example of well being. Because it's not between, just like that old Mother Teresa prayer, do it anyway. Because it was never between you and that other person anyway. It's between you and God or Source. The power is within you now, today, to shift this paradigm. Every little bit helps. And this is not about you being a doormat either. It's not about just submitting to inappropriate behavior. And you can also still totally disagree with someone and address it in a loving way. You don't have to approve of anyone's actions or appearances in order to willingly accept and love them. Some people, you'll never be able to get them to see things a certain way, but that doesn't mean you have to change them. It doesn't mean you have to dislike them. You can send love to them while still having boundaries, while still removing them from your consciousness and from your daily life. You have a right to protect your own peace. It's okay to remove yourself from situations or just say this conversation is over respectfully. But try a new paradigm today. Have love in your heart for yourself, first and foremost, and then for them because they're a part of you. We are all one. Love is who you truly are. Remember that we are all in this planetary experience and time space reality together. And anything that you wish for another is truly what you wish for yourself. I know it's deep, but we need to, as a collective, start shifting this, start being the reason for people to smile and feel good about themselves. And that's going to show what's really inside of you. This might be a tough pill to swallow, but it's absolutely worth it. Begin cultivating it today. Put yourself and others on higher timelines by embodying love. This creates new timeline potentials for you first and foremost, but on a bigger scale, you are showing others the entry point to higher timelines which absolutely will affect the outcome of what our collective consciousness is like. If you're working on this right now and you really want to continue healing to your depths, book a session with me online at dgtwellness.com. Thank you so much for being here with me today, dear soul. So much love to you. I love you. I love me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video if you like. We'll talk soon. Be love.